So I'm back in Allentown, and this is my old high school. William Allen High School. Brings back some memories. You know, it was so long ago when I graduated. Boy, it's a huge high school. My graduating class, and this is back in the late, mid-70s or whatever. My graduating class had over 800 people. So the whole school probably had 2,000 people. Like when you start, a lot of people, people drop out or whatever. But anyway, big school, William Allen High School. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, it's summer now. It's July. No students around. But yeah, that's where I went so many years ago. And as you can see, school goes a long way down. This school is huge, humongous, and there's a whole nother part of the school right there. It's like, I think it's expanded since I went here. I bet there's 3,000 students that go here now. I mean, it's several blocks wide and long. Like, oh my gosh. So this is the stadium where we ran all of our track meets and football games. Looks like it's locked up. And you see this little hill. So we'd start our cross-country races on the track. Then there's this long way to come downhill. Then you go out to this park area, and then you continue running down that way. Then you'd end up back in the stadium, so you'd have to sprint up this hill at the end of your 5K run or whatever. I think it was 2.5 miles back then. We did run some 5Ks too, but you'd finish up this hill and then around the track. And there's locker rooms over there. It looks like they're having some kind of practice, some type of summer practice, probably football, getting ready for the season. And there's the track. And kids out there. People out there working out. Let's see if there's a way to get in. Yeah. Get in. This is the stadium. And they have an all-weather track. When I ran here, it was freaking gravel, man. It was gravel. And see the concession. Yeah, so this is the track. And those are the stadium steps over there. So you see how this is a pretty big facility. But so there's the track, you can see. And we used to run the stadium steps up and down all the way over, and that was a workout. It's now called Bernie Crum Stadium. It used to be called Allentown's ASD Stadium. And as you can see, it's got an all-weather synthetic track, not the gravel track that I ran on. And you see this area over there that's open? There used to be stands over there, just like there's stands here. There used to be some over here, and we finished everything on this side. So they took all that down, but but there's a lot. I'm not sure what the capacity is, but if you look at all this, I mean, the capacity is still probably a few thousand people. So yeah, that's the stadium. I spent so much time working out right here, and it's been great. So it's like I spent my whole youth right here. My athletic youth is spent on this track, working out on this track, lap after lap after lap of intervals on this track. Oh my God, it brings back such memories. It brings back so many memories. Oh my God. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So this is my old junior high school, which is middle school now. And so interesting. This is where I was at when I was 12, 13, and 14. Or 13, 14, 15. Back in those days, junior high school was 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Looks like summer school. And yes, I had to go to summer school at least 1 year. And so this is it, Trexler Middle School now. But yeah, so where I went. Yes, where I went. Can't go inside, but that's it. Trexler Middle School. And I mean, the view's the same. Over across the way, you see that field. And that's where we had all of our athletic events, and after in gym class when we'd be outside running around there, and so yeah. Middle school, junior high school back in the day, and that's that. The little bridge is still there to go across to the field where we used to play sports. But that's that. Structure's still the same. Oh. So yeah, Trexler. There we go. Looks well maintained, so that's a good sign. At least they've kept it up. So that's a good sign. You don't see trash everywhere like you do in like cities and around schools. So there you go. And so this is where I used to live. This house right here on the side there, which it looks a little different. So I'm not gonna look at it too long. And right here where this school is, that's where the basketball court used to be. So you can see from the house there, walking right here to right there was the playground. And that's where I was at every single day playing basketball. Of course, there's no court there anymore. And there you go. The house looks different now. But anyway, all right. So this is right around the corner from my house, and as you can tell, to me it's like a little bit in disrepair because I see all that trash in the street up there, which I've never seen before. Like all that trash right there, just on the street. Like it was never that way. Anyway, so this is a hill that I trained on, and this is a long hill. If you look at this hill down to the bottom there, so I used to sprint up this hill to the top, then jog back down, sprint there up to the top. It looks about like the hill, like the long hill that I run right now. Looks similar, but I used to train a whole lot on this hill, down to the bottom, sprinting up to the top. And of course I had young 17-year-old legs back then, but yeah, my neighborhood, and you see this hill is right around the corner from my house, because my house is on the other side of the school. So this school expanded. This school actually used to be over there, and over here was all playground, but they moved the school over across the street and they got rid of the playground. So there you go. Okay, so this is what I call the sad part. So this is the block where I grew up on, and there's nothing here anymore. Even the house where I lived was right around here somewhere, and there's nothing there. And this was believe it or not, when we moved here, and we moved here in the 60s, late 60s, this was like a middle-class neighborhood. Now it's basically, I don't know how to say it. We're deep in the hood. So this is sad, because my house I grew up in is not even here anymore. And all of these were houses, and now there's like a street there, there's a parking lot there, and these were houses. This whole area like were really nice houses, and now it's like, this is sad because it's all gone. It makes me want to cry, because this was my neighborhood, and now there's like litter everywhere, and there's nothing here anymore. Nothing. I feel like crying. You know, they say you can't go home again. This is true, because a whole neighborhood disappeared, and it's sad. So this is a neighborhood. When I was 5 years old, we moved here from Philadelphia, and my father got that job at Bethlehem Steel, real good job. So he moved into a really nice house with this huge yard, and this was the neighborhood, and and it was all, basically it was all white when I moved here. We were the only black family here, but they treated us awesomely. It wasn't like you know, you read about we're the first black family on the block, and then there's this dissension or bigotry. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like these kids like took us in, made friends real easily. My mother used to, and I'll show you pictures. My mother used to design clothes for these women that lived right across the street, and it would have been right around here somewhere. And they'd have fashion, like a fashion show in my house, and my mother designed clothes, and she could have been freaking Gloria Vanderbilt if she had her opportunity. And I'll show you some pictures of that after this. But so we moved here, into the middle class of Allentown, which is no longer the middle class of Allentown. It's just sad, because this is, I was like 6 or 7 when we moved here, and that house that I showed you before, after my parents separated, we moved to that house, and that was a smaller house, and that was like a working class neighborhood, where I went to that Trexler Junior High School and Allen High School. But this neighborhood was like the bomb. And right around the corner there, if you walk up there, was like a little mom and pop store, because there were no 7-Elevens back then around here. And so I'm sad. I'm torturedly sad that this is what became of my neighborhood, but what are you gonna do? Alright, I'm ready to leave Allentown now, because now I'm sad. Bye. But I'll show you those pictures of my mom, those women modeling those clothes. Alright, bye.